Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Gale right here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Memoria Freese video. And today we are taking on the final stage of the 6 ring seed stages. And of course that means we are taking on the Demi Spirit Ina stage, the wind zone stage, which means we are taking some fire units in here. Today's video is going to be a very interesting video because so far I've S-cleared every other stage except the Demi Spirit Tessera stage. So of course this is gonna mean a lot because if this is S-cleared, we only have to worry about the Earth Zone stage, which we'll have to get onto in the future. But today, it's all about the Wind Zone stage. So of course, if you guys are going to enjoy today's video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi and Danmachi Memoria Freese content. And let me know in the comment section down below, how are you guys faring with all 6 stages? Which one did you guys find the easiest? Which one did you guys find the hardest? Based on my live stream, I already know that a lot of people will be calling this one, the Tessera stage, probably the hardest stage in the game so far, to be quite honest, at least at this point in time. Of course, I think Juggy, part 1 Juggy is still probably the hardest stage we've ever gotten in Danmemo, but I think that this is a close call as well, to be quite honest. In order to get that S clear especially, it is very challenging. So let me know in the comment section down below, which one do you guys think is the easiest and the hardest. Now of course, if you want to also check out my videos on all other stages, I will be leaving links to all 5 other stages down below in the description as well. And all the videos that I've uploaded so far will also retroactively have the other stages as well in their descriptions as well. So it'll be easy for you guys to navigate your way between all the stages if you guys need any help with any of the stages, of course. Now, this stage, I've heard a lot already, to be quite honest. I've heard a lot of people talk about the regen on this enemy. Now, I don't know how that's going to affect us. Today, I'm going to be taking this team into the fight. Of course, very much so offensive team, as you can see by, of course, the Bets and the Alizes. And, I mean, you guys can tell that there's a certain common theme going on here of taking basically the same character twice over. But these are probably some of my strongest fire units. Of course, if we take a look at the fire units we have, right, it's not that many, and there are some options. Of course, you could probably point out maybe that unit is okay, this unit is okay, but I think that this is probably my best options to go into this fight with. And of course, if we take a look at fire and spirit killer, it's only Bet, unfortunately. There's only Bet. So realistically, this is our best team that we can take into this fight, of course, right? Now, I think there are some things that I could probably improve on with this team, specifically that Hestia probably can be a lot better. I just don't have any other good fire magic increasing unit, so we're gonna take her instead. And she also gives magic, so it'll help Elise deal a little bit more damage as well. But I think that this team will work extremely well. I hope at least it'll work extremely well. We'll see how it goes, of course. But yes, I think this team will do its job, and hopefully it's not as bad as I've heard it is, to be quite honest. Hopefully it's not as bad as I've heard it is. I still feel like a lot of people have said that the Earth Zone stage is a little bit harder. So let's see. Wipe out the enemy or watch the city be destroyed. I like these mini stories so far. They've all been very good so far. This is the final one, of course, with Finn. At this point in the battle, those are the only 2 choices left. There's no middle ground here. Will you accept losing your loved ones, or will you put their lives on the line? The choice is yours. You're free to leave if you're scared. Only the bravest warriors belong here. And to them I say, show me what it means to be an adventurer, the vicious nature of life. I ask you once more to show me your courage. Woo, yeah, let's go, Finn. Nah, I really like it. I really like all the mini stories have been really nice. Nothing too crazy, but nothing bad either. Very much so enjoyable stories so far, to be quite honest. Okay, let's go with this. And we will do this. Yep, we'll do that. We will do this as well, to make sure we can survive. Fingers crossed. Okay, we're not taking any damage so far. I mean, this is normal as well. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Why do I open my mouth? Why do I open my mouth before realizing that I haven't actually taken the right gear? I actually should have checked with Bell as well, because I don't think I've given him the right gear as well. So let me make sure that he also has been given everything correctly. No, he hasn't. I knew it. I was like, I'm pretty sure I've not given everybody the right gear. I could give him a weapon as well. I should probably just give him Hakugen. Yeah, I'll give him Hakugen for now. And it's fine. Well, the second skill isn't an attack, so it doesn't matter realistically. But he'll go first, I suppose. That'll probably help a little bit. But let's go back in now. With the right armor pieces, let's go back in. In terms of everybody else, I've given everybody else Intario the Jesters, to be quite honest, because I don't know if this boss will actually deal any ailments. So far, we've only seen stun, seal, and poison so far. So fingers crossed we don't deal with anything here, because otherwise it'll just make life a lot more annoying, to be quite honest, more so than anything else. But let's see. Let's see what the team cooks, what we can cook with this team, to be quite honest. Let's do conversion plays, burning roar, and we can do heroic intentions. There we go. Awesome. I just wanted to get the status buffs up for 2 turns, or status debuffs going for 2 turns. There we go. Now we don't have to worry too much about status buffs, because we obviously do have Alize coming in as well to help out, of course. And obviously Bet's additional actions can also extend status debuffs as well. So we'll just go on the offense here now. So let's get things rolling. Whoa, Bet, bro, you didn't need to do that to them. You did not need to do that much damage to them, but okay, buddy. All right, Chief. Jesus Christ, I wasn't expecting that much from Bet. God damn. All right, so normal is done. That was pretty, I mean, it was expected to be easy, but that was a little bit more easier than I thought. Bet just went on a rampage. He nearly cut down like a quarter of the HP on his own, which is insane. So hopefully that carries forward. Fingers crossed, because we haven't had the best luck so far in terms of like having good first runs on EX stages. So fingers crossed this works. Hopefully it does. Fingers crossed. As long as he doesn't, as long as the Demi Spirit, I should say, shouldn't necessarily be a little bit of an annoying prick and decide that, oh, you know what, extensions and all, we'll just make sure to remove that after like 2 turns or something. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Fingers crossed. All right, let's keep going though. Let's keep going, and let's keep attacking. Upper Fang and Burning Onslaught as well. Let's keep that going. All right, deal that damage. Yeah, man. Bed's dealing a nice amount of damage. Air Raid Breath. HP regen. That's the HP regen. So HP regen is seemingly the only thing that this lady does, it seems like, which is going to be a little bit annoying, but I think we can deal with it, to be quite honest. I think we should be able to deal with it. Melting Surge. Oh, the debuffs go away. I hate it here. I really do hate it here. Okay. Okay. That's really frustrated me. Okay. Okay. All right. Oh well. I mean, it's a frustrating ability. It is a very frustrating situation, but can't do much about it, to be quite honest. At least she doesn't remove our buffs, I guess, which is fine, but like removing our debuffs is going to be a very frustrating affair, to be quite honest. Okay, I need to figure out what I can do then, to be able to basically get this thing happening, I guess. Alright. I'll have to figure out a better turn order then. I'll have to figure out a better turn order, or we'll have to bring in backup in the form of basically Haruhime. And one thing we can do as well, and it's a tactic I tried adopting for the Earth Zone stage in my live stream, is doing some sort of like this, where it's a dual sacrificial unit setup. So we do something like this, I think probably doing something like this will probably be the best. So let me check. Wind, and we do this. So something like this basically is what we do, and instead of you, I'm sorry, I think we'll have to bring in Haruhime. I think that is going to be the better option here, to be quite honest. I feel like it at least is a better option. We'll see how much of a better option it truly is in just a moment, but I think this might be the better decision, I feel. And instead of magic, we'll have to go with STR, because we're running majorly STR units now. So yeah, let's try this out. Let's see how it fares. If it works, fantastic. If it doesn't work, then that's also fine. Realistically, it's also fine. We can come up with a different strategy maybe instead as well. So yeah, Carmine Ware, and let's see. So Heroic Intentions, Carmine Ware, and let's let her rip and see what we can come up with here maybe. So now we can use Sakuna, Solmani, we can use Burning Roar, Conversion Place as well. And hopefully, with us using Migiri, I think we should be fine. I want to say we should be fine. Okay, good. Let's use Burning Onslaught, Migiri, Twin Rage Fangs, and we can use this. I was thinking of using Lower Fang again to ensure that we would be having those turns, but I think we can get away with it. I think we can get away with it. With Haruhime alone, we should be fine. So there's the HP buff as well, which is fine. Not really a problem. What I can do here is we can do this. And hopefully with that we can obviously get a little bit more damage from everybody, because we're gonna get the allies buff, of course, from the additional action she does in a moment. It's still not enough. It's still not enough. I think we need to use lower fang, I think, and make sure it extends even more, because I think what she does is she removes the turns by like 40%. So yeah, I think we'll need to do that. That's okay though. So now we use Burning Onslaught. We'll use Migiri again, I guess, and we'll see what happens here. Let's see. I thought that with everything we would be fine, but absolutely not. Absolutely not, unfortunately. We'll use Yaozu here. I'm gonna have to use Yaozu because I am struggling with HP. So yeah, we'll use Yaozu. Okay, double special arts as well. I want to see how much the HP regen is. Actually, I should probably check that in just a second. It seems like it's about a couple of percent. Let's see. 3%. Okay, it's 3% on this. I am assuming it is a little bit higher when we get to extra. It'll be a little bit higher, but I think this should finish it off anyways. Doing the double special arts. But yeah, we'll need to make sure that the extension is going for a little bit longer. That's fine. We learn. We live and learn. We live and learn. And anyways, this is only very hard. We still got the S clear very, very easily. It's just a question of extending that into extra now. We just need to make sure that we extend it into extra. That's all we need to do. And we can do it. I have faith in the team that I've built. Alright, it is time for us to take on the EX stage of the Wind Zone. And now you might be wondering, Gale, this isn't the team you took in just a second ago into the very hard stage, and why do you look so much fresher? Well, the reason for that is because that section of the video was actually recorded 2 days ago, for me at least. At the time of recording this section, it was 2 days ago that I recorded that section of the video. And the reason for that is because I decided to take a break in between doing the very hard and EX stages. I decided to walk up and down a little bit, freshen myself up, because it was super early in the morning when I recorded that video. I had no sleep and I was extremely exhausted. But basically, I decided to take a bit of a break and then come back and record the EX stage. And when I was recording it, and when I finished recording it, I realized that basically, well, unfortunately, the audio quality and the game quality was just a way off. Something had happened in between that completely ruined the recording for that section of the video. So I decided, you know what, it's not happening in this moment in time. I'm too exhausted to re-record the entire section. So I said, you know what, instead I'll come back a couple of days later and we'll record it all over again. So that's what I'm doing right here, and I'm doing this again. But of course, now that I know what I know from that recording in terms of how difficult the EX stage is, we're gonna try a completely different team, and this is the team I am rocking. Unfortunately, I realized really quickly in that recording that it was going to be the same thing as the Tessera stage, where I just simply cannot beat it within 9 turns. I've tried multiple compositions. I tried multiple compositions in that section of the video, and it just did not work. So instead, we're gonna try out this composition. We might try out a couple of other teams as well, and some other units as well. But realistically, I don't think it's going to pan out the way I think it is when it comes to this team. We will try and get the A clear at the very least, so that if we get some more units during the third part of the anniversary, or we are already in the second part of the anniversary, but during the third part of the anniversary, if we get some more units, maybe then we can probably do this stage and actually get an S clear. That would be amazing and it would be fantastic. I think really the only thing I'm really missing from this team, to be quite honest, from my understanding, is Alize +5 and a better fire damage up assist, to be quite honest. I think those are the two key things that I'm missing from this stage, in all honesty, because the rest of it is pretty much perfect. Well, actually, also, instead of that Argonaut, we want to run somebody else. The reason why I'm running this Argonaut, by the way, is because he has the ability to extend status debuffs, and as an offensive unit as well, he'll be really useful. So let's go into the stage and let's take it on and see for ourselves if we can get an A clear at the very least. Hopefully I can get an A clear with this team. Let me just double check everybody's revolving amulets and stuff. Beautiful. We have also given everybody a Ontario or wind code or anything of that sort, basically to help us survive a little bit more. I'm probably gonna give Alize here also a wind code just to make sure we survive. So where are my wind codes? Wind codes, there we go. All right, beautiful. So let's get into the stage and let's see how we can do in the EX stage of the wind zone. But yeah, this stage is a little bit tricky, unfortunately, due to the HP regen and everything. Of course, you guys have already seen it in the previous rounds, but it is even doubly more so in this specific stage, of course, of the fight, because the HP regen is effectively like 5 or 6% basically. She heals around 1.65 million HP per turn effectively, which is really frustrating. It is quite annoying. I was wondering if people were being a little bit extra in terms of how bad the regen was, but turns out they were right. It is really bad. It is really frustrating, and it's dealing a lot of it's effectively nullifying a lot of the damage that we are dealing, is what I mean to say. It's very stressful and very frustrating, but we have to just deal with it and we have to move on, and effectively go from there, to be quite honest. We just have to simply go from there. We will use conversion plays so that we can extend the status buffs, of course, for the team, of course. Make sure everybody's extensions are going off, of course. So there we go. Wind noise is coming in. Please don't KO Bell, because I still need to get the A clear in this fight. There we go. We'll use Spark Ignition. We're going to use the special arts with Alize so that we can basically get the we can effectively get the additional actions going where we can get some extra damage and stuff, of course. And outside of that, we just keep attacking realistically. We just keep going off and attacking the wind spirit. But yeah, you'll see in a second when she does her grand grain thing or whatever it is, she's just gonna heal up a massive amount. Honestly, it's ridiculous how much. So air raid breath, that's the one. So HP regen, you see it right there, and you'll see in a moment how much HP she heals. 1.65 million there. It's crazy. It is honestly nuts how much she heals up, but it's something that we're gonna have to just deal with and work with, in all honesty. But yeah, I think if I had Alize at a higher limit break, maybe if I had a better unit compared to Argonaut, to be quite honest, I think we would be in a much better spot potentially. We would be in a much better spot. Maybe also I feel like you could argue that if we had another physical adventure instead of Alize on the front slot, Hero Fest Alize, as strong as she is, going for a full fire physical setup would probably amount to more, to be quite honest. It probably would amount to more, because so far turn 5, you could see that we've dealt a decent amount of damage, arguably, right? About a quarter of our HP is gone. I would say more than that, maybe about a third of the HP is gone. But like, it's still really frustrating because you feel you can probably do more if you had a higher limit break. Like Alize, the +2 Alize that I have is dealing a decent amount of damage, but it's obviously not enough. She would probably deal a lot more if we had a +5 version of her, which I can probably do, of course, because I think I have 3 adventure prism bonds. But the problem is, right, is that I know what we're probably going to get in part 3. For example, I know that we're very likely to get a full 4-star 11 draw ticket. This is something I mentioned in my live stream I did a couple of days ago. I said that in that live stream, I said that I want to MLB the wind Bell and Ryu, for example, the anime gacha Bell and Ryu. I want to limit break this Alize as well now, because I know I can probably potentially, I don't think I can, but I probably potentially can, potentially being the key word there, get a turn 9 KO if Alize was a higher limit break. You know, getting her an additional 3 bonds will boost her strength stat massively, you know, so that is something to bear in mind as well when it comes to this fight. Is like, I think I could easily get a victory here within 9 turns, provided I just obviously had the adventures and assists for it. But I think we're gonna have to accept a turn 12 clear for now, because yeah, I just simply put do not have the options. I took a look at some of my alternative options if I had any, yeah, I don't think I have any. Is the best way to put it as well, is I just don't have any. But yeah, I think we should be able to get a turn 12 clear with the counters and everything. As you can see, the damage is there, but basically we're a little bit off. We're not getting even a turn 10 clear, which is something I can even do in the wind zone, the earth zone stage, where we take our wind units, right? It's kind of weird in that regards, is that I'm not able to match up here at all, unfortunately. So yeah, it is what it is, but I think we can probably potentially get it if I get the right assists and stuff sorted out. So basically what I think I would need, right, and I'll show you guys what I have right now in terms of my options and the replacements that I would probably bring into the field. So unfortunately, the A clear is what we're getting, and we're getting 2 iris for it. Thankfully, I can at least get the clear, which is good enough, but I am of course missing 2 S clears from this stage, which is really frustrating, because I know I could probably, you know, get the double S clear and get the feat. Now, of course, I should mention before we take a look at the options that we have, right, doing the S clears is not like the end all be all, right? It's only a feat you're getting. You're not getting any extra rewards for it, but it's a matter of like, I want to do it for you guys at least, and show you guys that it is possible. But I mean, all I've shown you guys is that some of these stages are practically impossible, more so than anything else. But the couple of key things that I would probably try and bring in, right, is that instead of this Apollo, and instead of this Hestia that I'm bringing along, right, I could probably bring along this Ryu, if I can find her. Where is she? Where is she? She's here. Yeah, there we go. I could probably bring this Ryu that gives minus 25% P-Res and plus 25% fire tag damage at MLB, which would make things unbelievably easy. Furthermore, of course, if I had more limit breaks in either of these 2 units, I would bring them. Ariane, plus 25% STR to all allies, or Felice with plus 25% STR to all allies, as well as, you know, counter rate, plus 15%. So, you know, these are things that would probably easily make my team a lot better. Of course, if I had Finn at a higher limit break, right, if I had this Finn at a higher limit break as well, minus 25% fire res, that percentage, right, that might, you know, that extra like 8% on both, you know, this and of course the fire tag damage as well, and then of course the guaranteed 25% STR to all allies, that makes fights so much more easier, because you're just dealing that extra bit of damage across turns. It may not seem like much on that first hit, but when you add up the total, you know, when you add the differences that you're getting, the positive differences that you're getting, you're gonna deal way more damage later on in the fight. You know, overall the damage is way more as a result of that. So yeah, in terms of options, right, if we take a look at the options that we have, fire, physical, I took a look at this, and it's just, there's nothing. There is absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, there's no, realistically, there's no unit that extends status debuffs on the fire, physical, or magic side, unfortunately. That's actually somewhat decent. I tried looking through it, and if there is, I probably don't have it, or it's a very low limit break. I was thinking about this Haruhime, because she does have that for status debuff plus 3 turns, which would be immense for this sort of a fight, but unfortunately we don't have her at a higher limit break, plus 1 unfortunately only. But she would be a good option. Argo Rabbit Bell as well is not a bad option, and in fact I would probably say that you could get away without having to use a unit like Argonaut if you had somebody like this Argo Rabbit Bell as well, who can give you the debuffs as well, as much as, you know, anybody else. Because the main thing that happens here, right, is that the units that I have, none of them inflict a minus P-Res, unfortunately. That's why I'm bringing in, of course, the Wind Anime Gacha Bell and Ryu, of course, into the fight, so that they can
inflict it, and then of course Argonaut can extend it. But unfortunately I don't have anybody else who can do that and is actually a good option for this fight, so that's also a struggle as well. But we'll see, of course, if the next part of the anniversary gives us that 4-star 11 draw ticket, that the full 4-star 11 draw ticket, as well as the part 3 banners being well worth summoning on, and you know, we go overpull and potentially get some extra units as well thanks to double rates, we could probably build a very, very solid team here. But yeah, I tried various compositions. I tried introducing, some magic units as well. Like, I decided to go for some interesting options as well, bringing in some of the 3rd anniversary Elises. I tried bringing in that Bet, of course, he was originally part of the team, right? I tried some various options and it just simply did not work. It was just not working, and I feel like for this fight you will need something very specific once again. And yeah, I feel like it's a very hard stage. I think the Eno stage and the Tessera stages are probably the hardest stage. Now, what stage would I say is the hardest? I think Tessera is still a little bit harder, because even with the team that I have, right? Like, for example, in one of the other stages, right? Like, say, for example, the Dio stage or something, right? You can get away with a team like this, which is somewhat incomplete, right? It's a very incomplete team, in my personal opinion. But you can get away with it there. Tessera, though, I mean, even if you have, like, a relatively really solid team here, you know, with everything going for you, you end up still struggling a little bit in terms of just not being able to get the KO because of how annoying the enemy is. The problem with Ina is, right? It's not Ina, it's Ina. The problem with Ina is that it's more so about trying to overdeal damage. So you need to have the limit breaks here. Whereas Tessera is, it's more about, you know, it's just an annoyance in terms of, oh, it's just stripping away buffs consistently and again and again and again, which makes things very, very annoying and frustrating. But yeah, it's a kind of a weird thing. It's a toss-up. It's a toss-up between Ina and Tessera. Both are really annoying stages, and I don't want to do either one of them again. But I will probably do them once again when Part 3 releases, because I will probably, hopefully, have the units to be able to get them to S clear, if possible. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about these stages so far. How did you guys fare in all 6 stages? Did you guys enjoy this event? Do you guys think that they could have probably made it a little bit easier, considering it's an anniversary event? Did you want it to be potentially harder as well still? Because I know some people would want that to be the case. Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye, everyone.